Introduction to networking. This particular topic has been included newly in the syllabus, IP syllabus, and as you know, that some topic has been excluded from your syllabus, as well as some have been included in that one. Introduction to networking is one. Okay, here we will see the networking, its advantage, disadvantage, types, networking devices, and other aspects of networking. Why network is actually required, that have been explained out here. All right. So let's go to the explanation once. So let's start. Okay. So the thing is that first of all, what is the definition of network and what are its applications? Okay. A computer network is defined as interconnection of two or more computers, first of all, and it is done to enable the computers to communicate and share available resources. Obviously, you have seen that nowadays a lot of networking we are using at our home, between our mobile phones and other devices, like we are having the different networking devices at home also. Okay, so the thing is that specifically if you are talking about what is a computer network, it is actually defined as the interconnection of two or more computers. That is the one. Okay, afterwards we are actually the sharing resources and information via networking. All right, so here you can see out here what are its applications. Sharing of resources such as printers. Now, how could you explain this one? Say I am having 35 computers at my lab, and it is not like that I am using 35 odd printers with individually all the machines. It is not like that. One or two printers are there that we are sharing to in our networking, and it is also cost effective in that sense. Otherwise, I have to install 35 machines are huge. Huge investment would occur in that case. All right, that's the thing. So sharing of resources is one of the most important one. We can share not only the printer, any kind of devices in networking, as well as yours, this thing, what you call the different file softwares also can be can be shared. Sharing of expensive softwares, as I have told you, database also can be done. Sharing of information over geographical wide areas, exchange of data and information. So everything can be done by the networking. So these are the advantages, one way you can say, as well as the applications also. All right. So the next one, next we will see that how this is functioning. The use of networking, computer network. All right. So the use of computer network, how this is to be done. The use you can see out here. Business applications. We can do the online purchase from home. We can send the from home. We can send the what you call mails. We can chat. Mobile users like wireless laptops, you can use PDS mobiles, personal digital assistants actually, and in plane also, aeroplane also, social issues are also there. Okay, so these are the different field that where we can use the computer networking. All right. So next is see the use of computer network, what how the sharing information, that is the data communication have been done. I had shown you here with the help of a graphic. Okay, you can see. Okay, do you prefer this which one, or do you prefer this which one? Okay, so we never don't like to do in this way. One, you will copy from here, you will see now it is also one pen drive one is using in this one machine and going to the second machine to download or to take some work on it. All right, so that is not accepted actually nowadays. Okay, or we can this one, this is actually showing a centralized server from where the softwares are being served to the different area, different machines and all right, so you can, so we should not we will not prefer definitely this one. So machine to machine individual, you have to go, and it will take time taking also. Okay, so that's why what will we do, we can, whatever we want to share, we can keep it in a centralized machine, and that can be shared to the different places, to the different computers, I mean. Okay, so that is what the sharing information is actually says, that is the data communication. Now you see the sharing hardware and software. All right, the use of computer network, sharing hardware or software, you see out here. Here which one you like, I was talking about this one. Each machine has got a printer, you can see out here in the graphic, but centralized administration and support says that internet based, so everyone can access the same administrative or support application from their PCs. All right, so one connective media is there, that's a modem has been shown out here. So what is happening, so the same resource can be utilized for many purposes. Like in internet, what we do, the same information we are sharing, several machines are opening that particular information. Suppose you take about the YouTube videos and all, many people are watching a particular video which are useful for them. All right, that's the thing. So that's the centralized administration and support is one of the most important area of yeah, sorry, I mean advantage of computer networking. All right. So you see the next, what is the thing? Computer components of computer networking. So what could be done? Two or more computers can be connected. Cables can be used as link between the computers. Nowadays it has become wireless. A networking interface unit card on each computer. Okay, previously it was like that, it used to come individually. Nowadays it is on board. Switches are there. This is a computing device, and software called operating system definitely. So we were seeing that the components of computer networking, what do we require to in order to install a computer networking. So two or more computers are required. Cables as links between the computers and all. A networking network interface card on each computer. This is very very important. This network interface unit, because previously it used to come individually, means you have to install in the machines and all. Nowadays it is on board. On the motherboard, this is an embedded, because nowadays it is the era of embedded technology. And you can, oh, there are switches also where the each computer ends, I mean, means like the connection can be done by the switches. And software called operating systems are required also. Obviously without software, without computer system software, we will not be able to work. So we need a operating system that can be Windows 2000 server is also is there. A Linux server is also there. Many things are there. Okay, many operating systems are there. So now you see the networking benefits. Okay, so basically there are two types of networking benefits. One is sharing, another is connectivity. That is called communication, you can say also. Okay, so the user will be divided into two categories. One type is there, what they want to share the information, and another category, they what they want to do by communication, they want to send information from one place to another place. That is possible only with the help of connectivity. All right. Next we are coming with what are the types of resources are. Okay, now you see the hardware resource. If you are talking about, then in that case you can see that the network allows user to share what many hardware devices such as printer, modems, fax machine, CD-ROM play, or any other things. Okay, gaming machines are also there. That is also nowadays being used in as a shared device. Okay, sharing softwares are also there. Okay, and it actually what is happening, whenever you do the sharing, it reduces the costing, okay, of software installation and safe spaces on hard disk. Okay, in each and every machine does not require any hard disk. If you having only one client, okay, and if it is connected to the main server, a client server architecture can be generated in that sense, so the software and the hardware resources can be reutilized, or it can be shared. All right, now the thing is that what are the other benefits of this computer networking? Okay, so actually the speedy communication is possible. Okay, you don't need to go from machine to machine. Only by on this sitting in a particular terminal you can access the other things. Okay, provided you should have the permission to do so, otherwise you will not be able to. Okay, so the cost has been reduced. Okay, and security has been improved. Okay, no one can access others data, okay, unless being given the permission. Okay, centralized software management, a central server will be there. Okay, electronic mail can be sent from one place to another. Not only that, sitting in your hometown, you can send at anywhere, any corner of the world with just a click, and it takes very less cost. That one is actually, and flexible access. You can access at any point of time whenever you like, if the particular information has been shared into networking. All right. So the next is disadvantage. What are the disadvantages? Definitely advantages. The disadvantage also will remain. It's the costing is very high. You need a skilled personnel to install it proper way, otherwise you will not be able to. Okay, it is request times for administration. Administration should look after everything. Okay, sometimes the server fails, then in that case what will happen, the data cannot be shared, or the devices cannot be shared, or the overall the resources cannot be shared. Okay, sometimes cable faults might occur. Okay, whatever cable you do have. All right, that is the thing. So in this way, actually, the advantages and disadvantages can happen to the network also. You can see the geography. So there are different types of networking. PAN, personal area network. LAN means local area network. WAN means wide area network. MAN means metropolitan area network, and CAN means campus area network. Actually, basically, if you say that there are three types of LAN, okay, types of LAN, that is LAN, WAN, and MAN. And these two are actually been created by us. So in a campus, suppose say you are studying in Siliguri SIT. In the SIT, they are having one particular network. That we can say that campus area network. And personal network means suppose we are sharing our devices by using the Bluetooth and all. So that you can define as the personal area networking. Right. So these are the different types of networking that you can see out here. Okay. So next we will discuss about their advantages and disadvantages. So these are the classification of networking. Next, we will go to see their advantages and disadvantages. Now you see the local area network. What is this actually? LAN is a network. LAN is a networking process which is designed to operate over a small physical area, such as an office, factory, or a group of buildings. All these things. Now in your school also the same networking is available. Okay, LANs are easy to design and troubleshoot if any problem occurs, and in that case, it is easy to find out that what is actually happening. Exchange of information also can be done. Okay, it is easy of lab because of LAN, and in all machines are connected to a single cable. Okay, and different types of topologies such as star topology, star bus string that can be used. It is usually a private owned network. Okay, fine. Topology definitely we'll discuss. Topology is nothing. It is what? It is actually a format through which the machines are connected to one another in an effective way. All right, that is the thing. So that is the this regarding this topology we will discuss later. Okay, first we will see that these are what is actually the area of the local area network. Okay, and these are the characteristics of the local area network. Okay, it is actually confined within a building in a smaller area. Okay, so in that sense, that's why it is known as, rightly said, local area networking. All right. So next is coming wide area networking. Say this is actually known as WAN. Acronym is WAN. When network spans over a larger area, large distance, or when the computer to be connected to each other at widely separated locations, a local area network cannot be used. In that case, a wide area network to be installed. So we can say that internet is a huge WAN. Okay, that is the thing. The communication between the different users of WAN is established using leased telephone lines, then satellite links, similar channels from one city to, say, from one country to another. So the WAN can function nicely. It is cheaper and more efficient way to use the phone networking for the link. But if you want to install network, you need the permission from government. So there are some legal issues that anybody cannot install WAN. Okay, it has to be permitted then only. Okay, most WAN networks are used to transfer large blocks of data. Okay, between its users. Okay, among its user you can say. Okay, so that is actually the wide area networking. Now the thing is that the next type is actually a personal area network or PAN. This is actually a localized also, means like smaller than local area network. Is computer network organized around an individual person, an individual. Suppose you and your friend wants to share data via Bluetooth or by using the Wi-Fi. Okay, that is, you can say, a personal area network. Okay, it generally consists of a mobile computer, a cell phone, a personal digital assistant. Okay, PAN enables the communication among these devices. Okay, for this no license is required, no permission is required. You can do it once the another user will accept you, or if he will or she will pair you up. Okay, that is the things. So it can also be used for communication among personal devices themselves. Okay, for connecting to a digital levels network and internet. And this PAN has become so important nowadays. Without this, we cannot. Suppose a very good example is that ShareIt software we all are using. We are sharing the videos, pictures, as well as the software even by the ShareIt software. Okay. And nowadays the smart bulb also, suppose if you are putting at your home, that also can be controlled via this personal area networking by using Google Assistant or some other software like that. Okay, that is the thing. So fans can be constructed using wireless or by using cables. Okay, all right. So that is the thing. So now personal area, after personal area networking, we are coming to the campus area network. So it's a university campus, school campus can be covered in area, though even they are the types of land. Okay, the campus is made up of an interconnection of land within limited geographical areas. Network equipment such as switches, routers, and the transmission medias, that is optic fiber, etc., are almost entirely owned by the campus owners. So who all are installing the computer networking, that will be under their sole sole administration, and they will use it. They will use it only. So unless other users are permitted to use it, no one else can use it. Okay, that is the thing. This is called campus area networking. Now, next one is metropolitan area network. It is in between LAN and WAN technology, where both the things can be used. Suppose two towns can be connected, two metro areas can be connected via this. One is suppose a Siliguri and Jalpaiguri to be connected. Okay, so via this WAN technology, so that is coming under the metropolitan area networking. This you can say that since the distance between Jalpaiguri and Siliguri is near about 50 kilometers, so you can call it as WAN. Okay, and it is also a local area type of network, means in that particular area Siliguri, so such certain offices can be connected via LAN also, and those network will be the resultant network will be connected to the Jalpaiguri city. All right, like that. So that is actually the LAN and WAN technology that covers the entire city. You can say it uses the similar technology as LAN, can be a single network such as cable network or a measure connecting a number of LANs to a large network so that resources can be shared. So LAN to LAN as well as device to device. Okay, so that is also another area, another type of networking. So it is also a combination of LAN and WAN. All right, so this is called metropolitan area networking. Fine. So now you see the graphic. What is LAN? What is PAN? What is WAN? CAN and MAN. Okay, so this is these are the graphics I'm showing out here. This is the PAN, that is the localized network also, and it is an individual, so laptop, mobile, cell phones, printers have been shown out here. A Bluetooth headphone also can be under PAN. Okay, so LAN you can see out here a centralized server and the different networking devices. These are known as actually the workstations or terminals, and the centralized server is there. Okay, which is actually communicating between other machines and all, and serving the data and helping in sharing resources rather. Okay, WAN means the LAN, and many LANs are connected via a huge network known as WAN. And this is the campus area network. You can see about campus area networking out there. Okay, that's the things. Okay, so a campus area network, also different campus area networks like CAN can also be connected via WLAN or LAN. Okay, sorry, WAN. Okay, WLAN means wireless local area network, by using the simply the wireless unit that to be connected in the USB port of your system, and the networking can be done via that. In that case, no cables are required. Okay, that is also cheaper. That is also cheaper one nowadays. Okay, so next we will see that how you can distinguish between this LAN, WAN, and WAN. This is a comparative analysis. You can say out here. What does it show? Ownership of networks. It is showing private. This is showing private or public. This is private or public. Anything. Okay, that's the things. LAN, WAN, and WAN. Basically, I told you at the beginning there are three networks. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, geographical area. You can see the bandwidth. Okay, this WAN has been used in high speed broadband. Otherwise, it's very difficult to communicate via this particular type of networking. Data rate speed. In that case, this LAN is having a very high speed one, and this is a low speed. Actually, the distance has to cover in that case, and this is the man is moderate type. Okay, that's the thing. So this is actually a analytical view and comparative analytical view, we can say, between among LAN, WAN, and MAN. Okay, that is the thing. So in design and maintenance, it is quite easy, but these two are not that easy. Okay, you need skilled personnel for this. Okay, and the communication devices, you can see the coaxial cable is the most cheaper one. Okay, and but in this case you need the satellite links also, and you need the PSTN also. Okay, that is the thing. Coaxial cables required, optic fiber also can be required. Okay, then cables, then wireless. These things are also required in this case. Okay, so let's see the next. Okay, this is the networking. So network classification by their components. Okay, like the locality networks, one is called peer-to-peer network, means point to point, that one, and another is client server network. So mostly we are using the client server networking structure. All right, that is the things. So peer-to-peer network, what is happening? In peer-to-peer networking, each computer is responsible for making its own resources available to other computers on the network. Each computer is responsible for setting up and maintaining its own security for these resources. Also, each computer is responsible for accessing the required networking resources from peer-to-peer relationships. Okay, it's useful for a small networking containing less than 10 computers on a single LAN. In a peer-to-peer network, each computer can function as both client and server. Okay, and peer networks are amplified into the home group. So we're talking about this peer-to-peer networking. So peer-to-peer networks do not have a central control system like servers, a client server and all. There are no servers in peer networks. Peer networks are amplified into home group. With the home group, within the home group, it remains and its resources are confined within that. All right, that is the thing about the peer-to-peer networking. All right. Now, next is coming that what are the advantages of disadvantages that has been listed out here. Less expensive computer hardware, easy to administer, okay, more built-in redundancy, okay, then easy setup and low cost is there, okay, and no permission is required in that case, okay, and disadvantage is not secured, central point of storage or file archiving procedure is not present, additional load on computer because of resource sharing, okay, hard to maintain when version control and all. Once the version get changed after particular, it has to be upgraded, okay, so upgradation is required in that case. So these are the advantages, disadvantages and advantages of the peer-to-peer networking. All right. Now let us see the other things about networking. All right. So as going the server-based network, and you can see a P2P network. Okay. So that you can see out here, it is creating a mesh out here. So what is happening? That's why the extra load is on the machine actually, as we have said this point out here. Okay. You can see out here, so additional load on the computer because of the resource sharing. So resource sharing is many ways both can be done, but here it is quite easy server-based network because the one particular machine is actually having storing the all kinds of resources and all. So it is quite easy to maintain this particular thing as compared to from this particular thing. If there is any cable fault occurs and all, in that case certain terminals cannot work, will not work, and in that case it is very difficult to take the data, okay, share the data, I mean. All right, that is the thing. This is a P2P network and this is a server-based network. All right. So next we're coming over here, the client server networking is in a networking relationship. Certain numbers computers act as a server and other act as clients. The server is simply a computer that available the network resources and provides service to other computers, okay, when they request it. Okay, a client is what? A client is the computer running a program that requests the service from a server. So who gives the command? The user gives the command. That's the thing. So here actually the each terminal or workstation have been considered as a client. Okay, client send the request. Actually the server gets the request from the user through the terminal or the client. Okay, so the local area network actually based on this client server network. A client server network is one that which all available network resources such as files, directories, applications, shared devices are centrally managed and hosted, and then they are accessed by the clients. Okay, in the client server network are defined by the presence of servers on a network that provides security also and administration of the network. So this is actually the client server network is fully secured. Okay, so no one can do any unauthorized access over there. Okay, only the permitted users are allowed to share the data and all. Okay, that's the thing. The client server network is nowadays is so popular. All right, so that is the thing. So client server network actually mostly the campuses, offices they are using. Okay, nowadays school, universities, shops and all. Okay, big departmental house all are using this client server networking. So in that case, all the data are to be maintained by a centralized resources, centralized server. Okay, that is the thing. So advantages are there, very secure, better performance, centralized backup is required, backup can be done and very reliable, very reliable. All right, and the disadvantage requires professional administration is required. So once the administrator who will be the administering the networking, he must be a skilled professional in that case, and more hardware intensive that one, more software is also required, and expensive dedicated software, even those who will which will work properly, okay, in order to run the operating in order to run the networking. That is what the client server networking actually says. All right, that is the thing. So now these are the types of different servers. So servers are of different types like file server, print server, application server, message server, database server. All are having the function Okay, all are having the function. They are doing their work individually, and they're serving in that sense. Application server, suppose some softwares are required to be shared. So in that case, we can use the application software. Okay, Office can have different printer servers, so certain printers can be operated via this. File server will serve the files and all, and